Hey guys, Open Up here. Gonna be doing a continued reaction to Wright, MLP FIM Turnabout Storm. This will be part 3, I suppose, because holy crap, well, at least I'm only doing these only half hour and half hour, because make them longer, and it takes me even longer to work on them, so I was not expecting this to be like 2 hours. Ugh. I'm gonna have to do other videos because, jeez. Oh boy. So I guess we just get to it. No one.
I couldn't use magic after that jump, so I just grabbed the stick and ran. I took a shortcut through the park. My heart was beating a mile a minute, and I wasn't really watching where I was going. I tripped on the bridge and dropped that stick in the lake. Since I was unable to use magic, I couldn't retrieve it, so I just left it down there.
Yeah, it was probably too deep.
Once I got to my hotel,
let's get back to the video.
I tried to convince myself that I didn't do it. That's actually the reason I hadn't reported you earlier, Mr. Wright.
Why?
I knew you were starting to become suspicious of me when you saw some of those items lying around my room. I needed to throw you off my tail. After Wright and his friend left, I plotted to subdue him in that forest myself. But who should I run into but one of our past victims? Instead of taking the evidence back myself as I had planned, I made it so he would take the fall for me and redirect Wright's suspicion even if all the evidence was out. And it was just more serendipity you and the child acted as corroborating witnesses on the scene to Cruz's attack, Twilight, when I was just planning on the pink one to catch him. I told him I'd have his sibling pulled from the hospital if he didn't cooperate.
You blackmailing bitch.
Just wait a second here. How was he able to phone me?
I don't know what you mean by that. I tried to send you a telepathic message. It's in the spellbook you found, page 162. I was hoping due to your ignorance of Equestria you wouldn't question it. I did feel something intercepted the signal though, but somehow I was still able to talk to you.
That was you?
I guess magic and cell phones are one and the same.
It's not hard to alter your voice when speaking through magic. You don't use your vocal cords for telepathy. I just studied the way Cruise Control enunciated and contacted you using that voice to articulate myself.
That makes sense.
Think of it as being able to project a piano melody you once heard vividly in your mind, but not actually knowing how to play the piano.
Cheater.
Must have used that talent of hers to get down his voice so perfectly.
There's no way out of this now. I'm caught, and I guess it's time to pay my dues.
Yep.
Well, this seems to prove the innocence of the defendant. Miss Trixie, do you have anything to say regarding this confession? Miss Trixie?
Oh, she's not happy about it at all. Think she's having a seizure.
I want to bite someone in the face! Mother! Ah!
Really? A rabbit?
Miss Sonata, your plea, whether your actions were in self-defense or not, will be reviewed by Equestria's Council and Supreme Court. You also face several other allegations regarding these blackmailings and tampering with the crime scene. I'm really sorry to say, but taking into account those crimes won't help their decision in your favor.
Yeah.
I understand.
But as of right now, I can retract my earlier verdict and hand down a proper one in the case of Miss Dash.
Poor Trixie. Son of a bitch.
What's the matter?
You feel sorry for her.
You know as as well as I do that it's not over.
Hmm?
You're worried, aren't you? Seek out the truth and everything will work out fine. You'll see.
Okay.
No, I can't let this happen.
I hereby retract my earlier verdict. The defendant, Rainbow Dash, is found to be acquitted of...
Objection!
What? I'll just let her be.
Can't I just hand down my verdict in peace? Wait, Mr. Wright?
No, Your Honor, it's not over yet. There was a contradiction in the confession the witness gave.
What?
The defense believes that Sonata did not murder Ace Quinn.
Hold on. Never go online and look for jobs. They will scam the shit out of you. This is why I am having an impossibly hard time finding a job. Ugh.
I just admitted it!
What are you doing? You were about to win.
Your Honor, may I please request Sonata convert that confession she just made to testimony?
This is highly unorthodox for a defense attorney to hold the verdict in their favor. But if Miss Sonata is willing to, I can allow it.
I really don't understand what he's trying to pull here. But if it makes him happy, I'll do it.
Mr. Wright, I must warn you. If you believe there is a contradiction in this witness's testimony and manage to prove she's lying, your client will be seen as guilty.
Yeah, what the hell? Just let Rainbow Dash be innocent, then talk to her.
Immediately afterwards. This
Rainbow Dash is gonna want to
will be
kill
the
you.
final testimony I will grant. With a confession like this from the perpetrator, I see no more reason to prolong this trial.
The defense understands, Your Honor.
Phoenix! What are you doing?
Please trust me. Everything's gonna be alright.
Alright. I trust you.
But why are you...
Alright, Miss Sonata, you've heard Mr. Wright. Please
Yeah, this is
confirm
more about
your
Sonata now,
confession
more
to
than Rainbow
testimony.
Dash.
Fine. Have it your way, then. Ace and I have been blackmailing several athletes for some time. I finally had enough of it. I was going to quit as his manager after he had won the Equestrian 500. After Rainbow Dash refused our blackmailing attempt, Ace was angered. It didn't help he saw my letter after we were done quelling the fire, in which he ripped in half afterward. He became furious and violent. I saw no choice but to retaliate with a burned golf
But how
club that
could
was
you
lying
see
on
him
the
in the
ground to
dark?
defend myself. I hit him so hard it snapped. I dropped the broken pieces and resorted to offensive magic that was enough to shock him and render him to the ground. I retreated to the dark forest, running as fast as I could.
Bumping into every single thing you
Wasn't
found.
chasing me.
Or
I
every
returned
single
to
thing you
the
could see.
for 10 minutes. I saw the silhouette of his body lying there, lifeless. Coming to terms with what I had done, I gathered the broken golf club at all costs so I wouldn't be caught. I headed back into the forest, and once I was calm, I prepared a teleportation spell back to my hotel room.
Alright.
And you know the rest.
So...
That's my confession.
I don't get it.
Satisfied?
I mean, I know if he hits him in the back of the head of the club, I can understand it breaking, but I don't
I would
understand.
like to cross-examine the witness if it's okay.
I wouldn't be letting her testify if I wasn't going to let you cross-examine her.
I
So
don't
by all
really
means, begin, Mr. Wright.
See any
This
issues?
really shouldn't worry you, Wright. But the slightest instance of you being wrong about this, I will declare Rainbow Dash's innocence, and Miss Sonata will be taken away for further questioning. What you should be worried about is if you're actually right about there being a hole in this confession.
Understood, Your Honor.
Are you just doing this to rub salt in my wounds?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to show Sonata the power of the truth. What it means to be a defense attorney. What she taught me.
Ace and I have been blackmailing several athletes for some time. Finally
Repeat
had
crap.
enough of it. I was going to quit as his manager after he had won the Equestrian 500.
Hold it! He's never won any competition fairly?
Yes, he has. We didn't blackmail the stiffs, as he had the ability to beat them.
And you didn't want to do it anymore?
As it says on my resignation letter, I was enjoying the fortune and fame we got. But then, I realized what we were doing.
Then why did you get Mr. Cruise Control to attack me?
I simply panicked after you scrutinized my room. I knew you started suspecting me, and I did that to get you off my tail.
Giggity.
Oh. Is that what this is all about? Very well. Your Honor?
Yes?
I refuse to press any charges against Phoenix Wright and Pinkie Pie for entering my hotel room.
Okay.
There. Happy? Now, Wright, it's my turn for a question.
Huh?
What are you doing? You're jeopardizing your client's innocent murder.
He's doing his
when
job,
a while ago
finding
you were
the
at
truth.
my neck accusing me. And despite my efforts, you caught me. But now you're saying I'm innocent? I don't understand you. Do you think I'm lying? Why would I lie confessing my guilt? I suppose if I was trying to protect someone, trust me, that's not the case. Because the sad truth is, I don't have anyone to protect.
Oh.
Then let me protect you.
I don't understand.
I understand that feeling all too well. I mean,
After Rainbow Dash
Yeah, I got
refused our
nothing.
blackmailing attempt, Ace was angered. It didn't help he saw my letter after we were done quelling the fire in which he ripped in
But
half
it was
after.
dark. How could he read the letter?
He became furious and violent.
Oh yeah,
I
she
saw
said
no
it.
choice but to retaliate with a burned golf club that was lying on the ground to defend myself. I hit him so hard it snapped.
That's gotta be pretty darn hard.
How hard did you strike him with the golf club?
It's hard to
Hard
get
enough to
specific.
leave that scar on the back of his neck. The stick was hot from lying in the fire.
And what about the offensive magic you used on him? How strong was that?
I really can't explain that to you.
Try me.
Well, you aren't educated in magic, but let me try to simplify it for you. What I did was a magic surge.
Twilight?
A magic surge is pretty much magic's equivalent of adrenaline.
Eh.
Any pony in the right situation, and the magic they produce will be very powerful. With enough stress, they can produce magic to rival even the princess.
So it's like a mother something.
Yeah, but princesses aren't exactly that great if you
Therefore,
check
I
their
can't tell you
the
how
whole
strong
show.
it was.
Whoa, that was intense.
As I had no control over it. All I know is it was enough to hurdle him a few feet.
Did you see exactly where he landed?
No, it was too dark. All I could make out were shadows and silhouettes. Even with eyes like mine, I can't really tell you where he landed.
What about the location in which you assaulted him? Do you know where that was?
I do know we were directly under the cloud. The argument began as we were putting out the fire the lightning bolt spawned. From what I gather, he must have landed in the dirt, and Gilda moved him back underneath the cloud shortly after while I was gone. I dropped the broken pieces and resorted to offensive magic that was enough to shock him and render him to the ground. I retreated to the dark forest, running as fast as I could. I realized he wasn't chasing me, and returned to the clearing after a good 10 minutes.
How do you know
Saw
it
the
was
silhouette
10
of his
minutes?
body lying there.
Unless you got a watch on you. A glow-in-the-dark
In terms
watch.
of what I had done, I gathered the broken golf club at all costs so I wouldn't be caught.
Because you can't tell time without a frickin' watch.
I was right from the beginning.
What?
This all makes sense now.
Eh?
Sonata, what you said is impossible.
Eh?
How is it impossible? Why do you care if it's impossible?
Mr. Wright, I have told you nothing but the truth.
And I agree with you,
Oh?
Sonata. You're not lying. But those unique eyes of yours seem to have failed you this time.
Eh?
I'm mistaken?
Mr. Wright, where are you going with this?
I agree. Explain.
Sonata claims she used a spell to electrocute him to protect herself.
Yes, that's true.
But then you said something that struck me as odd, Sonata. You said the golf club's end snapped off when you assaulted him.
And that's that piece you found. What's odd about this?
It's odd because the handle and the metal piece were in two different locations.
Eh?
The metal piece under the cloud, and the handle in the dirt.
This was all a waste of time. It's easy to see what happened here. After she hit him with a golf club, the end ricocheted off his neck into the dirt after it snapped.
Yes, even I can see.
Depending on how she hit him. If she on the side, it's still gonna hit the ground straight.
No, Your Honor.
Down.
That's not what happened. Let's recall how Sonata stated how the events took place.
I dropped the broken pieces and resorted to offensive magic that was enough to shock him and render him to the ground.
Sonata stated she dropped the pieces after she struck him. Sonata, is this true?
Yes, I did. I was still holding onto the pieces after they snapped. I dropped them in place.
But you said another thing, Sonata.
I saw the silhouette of his body lying there, lifeless. Coming to terms of what I had done, I gathered the broken golf club at all costs so I wouldn't be caught.
But you missed the other piece.
Sonata, why didn't you gather the broken end of the club if you were trying not to get caught?
I couldn't find it. I couldn't even focus an illumination spell with all that had befallen, so I searched around in the dark for a few minutes, but I only found the handle.
And you just searched the area you found the handle in, because you knew you had dropped both pieces in the exact same spot.
Yes.
Someone moved it.
But then, how did the two pieces end up so far away from each other?
Why you were Trixie? This has nothing to do with you.
The handle was right in this location according to Gilda's testimony, and the imprint it left.
But the end was next to Ace's body under the cloud.
Exactly. We can probably all agree the metal piece was found exactly where Sonata hit Ace with the golf club.
But how would you know something like that? What if it was the end piece that was actually me?
Very simple. The golf club was lost while it was still whole, and it was still whole until Sonata used it as a weapon. The imprint was made afterward, and the end wasn't intact. If she had really dropped it in place there, the end piece should have been right next to it.
Yep.
Then who moved the handle?
But this doesn't make any sense. No one was at the crime scene between when she hit him and... Unless that Griffin.
Gilda didn't move it. She would sooner admit she moved the body. Up until now, we didn't even know this golf club was used to hit him. And Gilda dismissed it as a piece of garbage.
Rainbow Trash must have gone back and moved it then.
She couldn't have either. Rainbow Dash wouldn't have had enough time to go back and be spotted by Fluttershy anyway. According to her, it's a good 15 minutes to that clearing. But I know who moved it.
Eh?
This is absurd.
Was it split personality
everyone,
bonus?
Mr. Wrong.
Or the other Griffin in it?
Trixie is right. Mr. Wrong, Mr.
Mr. Wrong.
You just disproved it.
You got him into it.
Who could have possibly moved it?
I'll tell you who. The answer is the victim himself. Ace moved the golf.
Wait, what?
What?
Not
Hello?
He was alive?
Thinking, how could you have moved it? He was dead.
Mr. Wright. Have you lost your mind?
It's the truth, Your Honor. I believe Sonata did.
Oh my god! I killed Kitty! You bastard!
Performed the spell and electrocuted him. But I think it was only enough to render him unconscious for a few minutes.
He was dead when I got back.
You
He
didn't-
wasn't breathing, I'm sure of it.
You didn't check.
You're correct, Sonata. He was dead when you got back. So he must have died in between when you ran away and returned to the crime scene.
This is ridiculous. How did he die if the lightning bolt or being hit with that spell didn't do it?
It was the second lightning bolt.
No, no, no! We've been through this a million times. It didn't strike at all. 3 of our witnesses didn't hear it because it was a dud bolt.
Because they weren't there.
Make it 4 because I didn't hear it either.
I don't believe it was a dud bolt. From my understanding, lightning here in Equestria makes sound based on vibrations of the impact of what it hits. After he woke up, He must have been fumed after Sonata's assault on him, and quitting as his manager. He probably took to the air to pay Sonata back in space. Therefore, if we take into account that the bolt struck him in midair, it wouldn't have made a sound.
Did you forget about his suit? From my understanding, a Pegasus is completely impervious to lightning while wearing that suit in midair.
If he's looking down, the neck is bare.
While flying, and it still would have pierced his body and left a burn mark on the ground, making a sound in case you want to suggest he wasn't wearing it.
What about the wings? They're clearly exposed. What did
and the mouth.
One of those?
Due to the anatomy of Pegasi wings being so fragile compared to the rest of their body, a lightning bolt would have taken his wing clean off. And yet, both his wings are still intact with no damaging whatsoever.
Cruise Control took a picture of him wearing the suit as he was entering the forest. He was indeed wearing it from that point till his demise.
I don't understand. There's no way he could have been electrocuted by a stray bolt then.
She's right, Wrong. We're back where we started yesterday. You can't say a random bolt hit him in midair not making a sound without concrete proof.
Because someone shot him.
But this time I have concrete proof. Now that I know one other factor of the events. The golf club. Or handle, should I say. Now we know he's the one who could have moved it, right?
What?
Mr. Wright.
Angered by being struck and burned by it, he picked it up and took to the air to get a better view of the dark forest. Now where would a Pegasus hold a stick while he's in the air?
Probably in his mouth. That's the only place he could hold it while flying, I think.
Or his hooves.
Right, Your Honor. In his mouth.
Mr. Wright.
What the f***?
Who's that?
At 8:50, the lightning bolt struck. The metal handle acted as a makeshift lightning rod in his mouth, pumping all that electricity directly into his body. It didn't need any accuracy to hit him, and made no sound since he was hit in midair.
Okay. Equestrian logic. Everyone.
This would seem to explain a few things. Do you have any retort to this possibility, Miss Trixie?
I can't beat that. The prosecution rests.
So, who shocked them?
Mr. Wright, I don't know what to say. Never in my life has anyone ever done something like this for me. I can't believe I was so wrong. So very wrong.
You weren't wrong. That note was proof that you wanted to do the right thing in the end.
Not about that. I overlooked such a minuscule detail and thought I had done it. It's ironic I tried to convince myself I hadn't done it when I really didn't do it. If only I wasn't so afraid of being a murderer, I may not have needed to put you all through this trouble to get the ultimate truth of this event.
Then who the hell shot
Miss
them?
Sonata, though you may not have murdered Ace Swift, you face some serious allegations, including tampering with the crime scene and these numerous blackmailing accounts I have been informed of. And you will still be punished accordingly.
Yep.
It's all right. I have done some terrible things, and though I regret them, I humbly accept my punishment. I also owe you an apology, Trixie. You really did better than I could have done. I think the only pathetic fake here is me. I intend on changing that. I wanted to quit all this extortion. I just wanted to be left in solitude. The guilt I felt was excruciating. But you've given me this second chance, Mr. Wright.
I'm so curious about who the hell killed him.
What you believed in, when everyone, including myself, thought otherwise. From now on, I'll try to give that same prospect to those who need it. For that,
Okay.
thank you, Phoenix.
You're welcome, Sonata.
But who the hell shocked him in midair?
What's
The
a
dud?
very peculiar turn of events. The victim ended up being responsible for his own death. There was no murder at all.
But what?
Perhaps all that karma finally nipped him in the back.
Oh, so the dud shocked him in midair.
It would seem I could give a proper verdict now. In the case of Miss Rainbow Dash, I find the defendants... Objection!
Oh, for fud's sakes.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. That really is fun to say. Now I understand why you attorneys enjoy cutting off my verdict. The tension, the suspense, the draw!
Just give the verdict!
Oh. Okay, you didn't need to shout at me.
Not guilty.
Court is now adjourned.
What are you doing? Let me go!
It was a victory hug! Jeez, you're so uptight!
You not only saved Rainbow Dash, but Sonata as well.
Scootaloo.
Rainbow Dash, I came as fast as I could.
Scootaloo? What are you doing here?
I tried getting in that detention center, but those armored thugs wouldn't let me through. And you have no idea how much I wanted to come to the trial yesterday, but I was stuck in school. Can you believe it? This was an emergency.
But today's a school day too.
You're right, but then I remembered Apple Bloom got the day off to come down here.
That's because she was testifying as a witness. Don't tell me you just took the day off without any permission.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
I won't tell you that.
You're deliberately cutting your classes? What is wrong with this generation?
Oh, okay. Again, this
Who
is.
has come to crack the case of the Cutie Mark Crusader private investigator?
Not another one.
You're that lawyer Jade Apple Bloom was talking about, right? Look at all this wicked evidence I found. Here.
A bottle cap? A peanut? And a pine cone?
I'm glad you came down to help, kid, but everything's fine now.
Don't encourage her. She's skipping school.
Oh yeah, that's bad and stuff, and you, shouldn't do that.
You're a bad role model.
Anything to help you, Rainbow Dash.
Well, back on the subject of Sonata, do you have any idea what's going to happen to her?
She's still gonna be punished for tampering with the crime scene and blackmailing all those racers. But that's just a slap on the wrist compared to the punishment of murder.
Yeah.
The same thing going to happen to Gilda?
Yeah, she moved the body. But like I said, it's only a slap on the wrist. They won't be in there for too long.
Yes,
Go
I
on.
don't mind. It could have been worse.
Hey, Sonata.
Much worse.
Sonata, weren't you being brought into custody?
I asked if I could speak with you one more time and the guards accommodated my request.
What did you want to talk to me about?
You were right. I have done some despicable things.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
You don't need to feel bad for me. I owe you an apology. And to you, Rainbow Dash. I not only took part in the blackmail you were a victim of, but tried framing you for murder. I understand if you don't want to forgive me.
After what you put me through?
You can go yourself.
Of course I don't, you no-good conniving...
Rainbow!
It's okay if she doesn't want to forgive me, Phoenix.
Honestly, I'm having a hard time
Hey,
doing that as
it's
well.
that Griffin.
Another griffin! I hope this one doesn't want to rip me to shreds.
I want
Lenora!
to see Gilda just show up and
Hello,
try to
friends.
kill Phoenix. That'd be the funniest thing ever.
Good job winning the trial.
It wasn't me. It was him.
Oh, you're a human. Don't see many of those in Equestria. I've seen a few while making deliveries, but...
Wait,
The
what?
ones I've seen certainly don't look like you.
You don't want to tear me to smithereens, do you?
What?
Never mind him. Why are you here?
We would have come sooner, but we heard that she was called to the stand regarding the blackmailings not too long ago. Frankly, I wanted to see you take her down, Twilight Sparkler. I even brought him with me.
And split personality guy.
Isn't he supposed to be in detention?
His lawyer scored him a low bail. We were going to pony up and testify for you and tell what her and Ace were doing, despite what she has against us.
This is the guy who attacked me?
I know sorry may not be enough, but I truly am. What I did to you, to everyone, is wrong.
To be fair, she was intending to stop it before Ace's death. In fact, her quitting put her in some serious danger.
Newsflash! She did it again when she got him to attack you. And that was after Ace bit the dust.
Yeah.
Let me make it up to you then. Cruz, your sister's in that hospital, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
After Ace died, all his money went to me. I'm going to donate every last bit of it to medical research regarding your sister's case. I'll see to it that she stays in there until she awakens.
You'll do that?
Twilight, since I'm going to be in solitary confinement for a while, can you manage my money for me and make sure it goes toward that cause? Since you're a former citizen of Canterlot, they shouldn't give you too much trouble when taking the money upon my request.
Yes, I can do that, but how did you know I used to live there? I've never met you before.
She gathered intel.
It's a slightly smug way you carry yourself. A lot of Canterlot citizens adopt that saunter.
Okay, never mind.
Wow, it's amazing how you can... Wait. Smug?
If you can do that, thank you.
Whatever. I still don't like her for what she did.
Don't blame you.
The least I can do is say I'm sorry. I've learned my lesson.
Well, I guess I can forgive you. Kinda, sorta.
Kinda, sorta?
Yeah, you know. Kinda and sorta.
How about makes no in sense?
Hey, you must be that newbie. Congratulations on getting an innocent verdict.
Thank you.
I've heard a lot of good things about you. I look forward to going head-to-head with you when the race rolls around.
You'll see I'm no slouch, I promise. Yeah! Rainbow Dash is totally gonna win the whole thing! No contest!
That's good to hear. Well, we best be going now. We're going to squeeze in a few more hours of practice. We wish you all the best of luck. Yeah, even you.
Yeah, I gotta find out. Bobby.
Hey! Maybe I'll actually watch the race this year.
I'm not sure if this
That's
counts,
awesome!
but...
Finally, someone showing some patriotism and taking the Equestrian 500 seriously. More power to you, Twilight Sparkler.
Poor Twilight.
It's Sparkle! 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 Not Sparkler!
No need to explode! You could have just told me in a calmer tone and I would have gotten it.
But...
Can you do us a favor and take this one to the schoolhouse? But I wanted to stay here and celebrate with all of you!
Sure. I want to stay far away from Krabby McPurple Pony until she decides to chill out.
But I'm not...
We'll see you all later. You can fly, right?
No, she's,
One day, I'm gonna be just as
what the
awesome
fandom likes to
as
call
Rainbow Dash.
You look
a
up
chicken.
to her a lot, don't you?
What's that ominous glow in the distance? Those idiots don't even know where we live.
Well, duh. She's like the bestest, fastest, coolest pony ever. We're like birds of a feather.
You know, you remind me a lot of... Oh, never mind. We better get you to school.
I know that was
We'll give you a
overused,
lift, free of
but
charge.
I couldn't resist.
Goodbye, every pony!
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. She didn't have to yell at me. It's not my fault pony names are hard to pronounce.
They're really
How
not.
Hoof is Twilight
They're the
Sparkle
most
hard to
girliest
pronounce?
names ever. So
That
it's kind
went
of easy
over
to
better
remember.
than I expected. Phoenix, can you please do one more thing for me?
What's that?
It's about that Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie? What about her?
Tell her
special talent is poking Pony's eyes out with that horn.
I was trying my hardest not to laugh.
Will do.
Yeah, that's cute.
Nix, seriously. I can't thank you
guess
enough
I'll go
for
all
what
the way
you
to
did for me.
To
I owe
40.
you one.
Really?
Because
Because
still
I
got
don't think I'm the one
all
you
of
should be
that.
thanking.
Huh?
Hey.
What do you mean?
There's someone who deserves your gratitude even more.
Oh, right! Thanks for hiring such a cool lawyer, Twilight.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's nice that you're thanking Twilight. But that's not who I had in mind. You got acquitted because of this someone.
Celestia.
The judge?
No.
Scootaloo?
Ugh, no! Someone who the trial would have ended differently without.
Oh,
To
him.
refresh my memory, I forget things easy.
Do I really have to spell this out for you? The trial would have been lost without... Take that!
Oh, Fluttershy. Okay.
Fluttershy? But she helped Trixie by testifying against me.
She did do that. But don't you remember what she did today? You had been given the guilty verdict. I had nothing left. Then she got on the stand and made the trial continue despite the verdict. That certainly isn't an easy feat. I haven't known her for as long as you have, but I could tell she was really trying her absolute hardest for you when she got up there. Things would have ended a lot differently if she had not intervened.
Yeah, now go apologize to your
I
lover.
think that's more than you deserve from her after what you said this morning. Oh.
Here she comes now.
Hello, Ruffy Pony.
You did great in there. It was very, flutter-bold of you.
It was no problem, Mr. Phoenix.
Your timing could have been a little better, though.
Oh, I'm sorry my timing wasn't good.
It's alright. We still won, didn't we?
Yes, congratulations, Rainbow Dash.
Apologize.
Rainbow Dash, you have something to say?
I'm sorry, Fluttershy. Thank you.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, it's not! Don't pretend this morning didn't happen! You can't say everything's okay! I treated you like dirt! I said so many awful things to you! I said I hated you! And even then, you still came back and helped me! Why would you do that?
Friends.
Because you're my friend, Rainbow Dash. To tell the truth, I was so scared to get back on that stand with all those eyes looking down on me. And after what happened
I've
last
never
time,
actually had a friend like that,
I really
ever.
didn't want to just make things worse.
I've always had to do things on my own, or
Then why did you do it?
just gave up.
Because I thought to myself, what would she do? She? The strongest and bravest pony that I know.
Aw.
She would stand her ground and be strong. So I did my best to be just like her and got back up on that stand again. Because right then, after I heard the guilty verdict, I realized that very same pony needed my help.
Kiss.
So I
Kiss.
knew I had to try
Kiss.
my
Do the whole
hardest to
fandom
be
a favor
as
and
brave as
kiss.
I could, because that's what she'd do for me.
Kiss. Kiss.
I'm so sorry, Fluttershy!
Aw.
It's enough to make a grown man cry. And that's okay. You go right ahead, T.
Yeah.
I was a
Kiss.
big jerk!
There, it's okay, Rainbow Dash. There's no need to cry.
I'm not crying! It's just my allergies!
Hey, Phoenix,
Yes?
can you proofread this for me? I usually get Spike to do it.
Sure. Dear Princess Celestia,
I learned something from the most unlikely pony, Trixie. I thought about something she said today, and I think she's right. Friendship is unnecessary, like art, poetry, and music. We don't need it to survive like food and water. Rather, it's one of those things that gives our life, and other lives, value and meaning, giving us a reason to push forward. It allows us to achieve feats of strength and valor we thought we never had in us to protect the ones we care about. And by uniting,
for sure, anybody has his
the biggest
name.
problems can be overcome. But then that's where Trixie was wrong.
That's what they call pillow hair.
Ironically, that word she mocked ended up saving the day. That's the magic of friendship. It should never be underestimated. And I can see right now
I'll be turning off
tears will clear the way for a
soon.
deep and lasting one.
There, he's done with this.
Twilight Sparkle. It's perfect.
Well, that was my reaction to Phoenix Wright, MLP, Turnabout, blah blah blah. And it's not fully finished. I might be able to finish it tomorrow, but it really depends on how much longer I have with that. So, yeah, hope you guys like the reaction, and have a nice day.
This is not a game.